Hey guys, welcome back to Carly's Creations. I'm Carly and today we're going to work on mermaid scale earrings. So there's 3 different ways to make them. I'm going to go over how we're going to make them 3 different ways and then what we're going to use to make those. So this is one way right here and it is just the scales itself. Okay, no background or anything like that. They are hollow, as you can see. Oops. Another way is to make it with a back. And then I filled in the center with a mica powder. So it gives a really cool, different dimensional look, some texture, some style, just something very different. Okay, so that's look number 2. Look number 3 is hollow in the middle with a solid back. Like that. Sorry, my nails are really bad right now, but these are kind of cool. So I love these ones with the multicolored glitter. I think it just looks fun. So those are 3 different ways, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and set these aside up here. And I'm gonna set those aside for just a minute. And then, so what we're gonna use is we're gonna use our molds, and you can find these on my website. Each mold makes a pair of earrings. So we're gonna do 2 different ones today, okay? And I use a small silicone brush. I got these in a set from Amazon, and so I will make sure to link those below. These little ones right here are very handy for earring making. Okay, we're going to use some epoxy, which this is more than I need, but that's okay. We'll just make some more earrings. And glitter or mica of your choice. So the glitter that we're going to use today, we're going to use 2 different types of glitter. We're going to use some Weekend at Bernie's, which is a really pretty purpley, blue, chunky, color shifts, awesome looking glitter. Okay, so you can find this on my website too. That's Weekend at Bernie's. And then we're also going to use Pot of Gold, which is just a really pretty medium chunky gold glitter. Okay, so we're gonna make 2 separate pairs of earrings right now. So we have our epoxy mixed, and we're going to separate it into 2 different containers, okay? And you need very, very little for these earrings. Most earrings you need very little for, but you really need very little for these. On my measuring cup here, this one is, let's see, doesn't even go up to the mLs. 1 teaspoon. So this is 1 teaspoon of epoxy in each of these cups, and it'll be probably just enough. Okay, so we're gonna get our popsicle stick. I'm gonna mix a little bit of glitter into each one. Same steps that we do with other earrings. Make sure you mix it up really well. And I like to make sure when I look at my mixture, I kind of play around with on the popsicle stick, and if I can see through it kind of like that, where it's not a solid color, that's kind of how it will look in your earrings. So for me, and this is personal preference, I would add a little bit more glitter because I want a little bit more of a solid look to my earrings. And scrape all your sides. And there you have a little bit more solid look. So that's my personal preference as to how I like mine. Okay, same thing with the gold. Make sure you're getting all the pieces in there. I'll make sure to link all this stuff down below for you, so all the medicine cups and everything as well. Okay. So there we go. We got a nice solid color going on there. Really pretty. Okay. So let's see. We'll start with the gold because we have it in our hand already. So for this one, I'm going to not put a back on it. So I'm going to do more just the scales on this one. So it is a little tedious. I'm not going to lie for this one, but it's worth it. So I'm just going to get my little silicone brush here, and I'm just going to drop little bits at a time right in between all of those scales. I warned you that it was tedious. But you can see how the epoxy kind of just soaks right into the mold. Once you drop it in, you can watch it kind of just goes right in by itself. So I'll just drop some in the middle. Don't worry about it getting on your scales. You want that to soak into all of those tiny little creases. So I'm just going to keep dropping all around the mold. And you could mix the colors too. These are really fun, different earrings, so have some fun with it. Pick some really funky colors. Do a mix of the micas and the glitters. You could do some on the bottom, different color on the top, and have them blend and, you know, kind of do like an ombre look. But I think if you're going to have fun with any kind of earrings, it's going to be the mermaid scale earrings. Okay, we've almost got it all dropped in. Sorry, I know this part takes a little while. I'll speed it up on the next one. You want to make sure that your mold is full though. You want to get that full size for your earring, so make sure that it does come to the top. But with this style, you don't want to go over the scales. You don't want it to overflow. And it took me a few times actually when I first got these molds in. I did it one way and I was like, wait, that can't be right. So then I did another way. And then I tried another way and I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe there's a million different ways to make these earrings. So who knows if these are the right or wrong ways, but these are the ways that work for me and different styles that come out. Okay. So we have this full. So now what I'm going to do is I just scrape off any excess on my brush here. And I'm going to brush down the scales. And I'm just going to fill in any tiny little holes we have there. Make sure to get all in between. And we're also removing any glitter from the scales, okay? So I'm going to add just a little bit more, just right here on the side. Okay. And then just scrape all the way around, get any excess off, and there you go, okay? So same with any other earring, any other mold, you're going to let this sit for, I let it sit for 24 hours before I demold it. And you do want to be careful when you are demolding these, because these little scales could pop off easily if you're not careful. And so I would hate for that to happen. So just be really careful, go a little bit at a time until you get it, okay? So that is style number 1. Okay, there you go, all right? So let's move to style number 2. I'm just going to get all that gold off of my brush. Okay. Give this guy a little mix. So this one, because of this multicolored glitter, I'm going to do with the scales and the full back. Okay. So this one, I'm actually just going to use my popsicle stick. And this one you want to overflow slightly, because you want that back on there. What you want to be careful of is up here at the very top, you don't want to overflow on that, because that's where you're going to put your hook for your earrings. Okay, I just kind of wait just a second in between dropping some more, and I'm going to let that kind of soak in Get all in between. You want to make sure that you're getting in between those scales. Just kind of spread it around. This color is so pretty. It's one of my new favorite colors. It's a pretty new glitter too. We just got it in a couple weeks ago. So pretty. Okay. Let that soak in for just a second, and then just kind of keep moving it around. You want to get a nice even top. So these ones do take patience too. Oh, my son's sneezing in the background. It's okay, buddy. All right, so we're gonna let this kind of, trying to just move this up to the top. You want to get around that circle, but you don't want to get over that circle. Worst comes to worst, if you get over the circle, you can always poke it through with a little mini drill. Okay, so we're just going to get that right up there. Okay, so now for this one, now once you get it in there, you want to make sure that your scales are covered. So I just get my popsicle stick and I just kind of very carefully cover the scales so they're fully covered, okay? And this is why you want to add enough glitter, because you don't want this part to be transparent. You want that to have that glitter background. And then we're just going to hit it with the heat gun on a low setting and just pop any bubbles that are on the back there. Okay, so I do that, and then I actually wait like another 5 minutes, and then I hit it with the heat gun again, because those little bubbles will tend to kind of rise to the top here. So that's it. Pretty easy. The only other style we didn't do, because I only have 2 molds out right now. Don't mind the background. My kids are chasing a helicopter right now going over our house. So for this one right here, what you would do is you would get this style right here, the one with our backing, mix up a little bit of epoxy, and I tend to do the opposite. So if I did glitter for the outside, I'll do mica for the inside. If I did mica for the outside, I'll do glitter on the inside, just to give it some contrast. And then, now this is where it really gets tedious, you guys, okay? So I get my little silicone brush, I dip a little bit on it, and very carefully drip it into each scale. I'm not gonna lie, it's tedious, but it comes out pretty cool. Sorry guys, okay, it's a little chaos around here with the kids home, okay? So, yeah, it is tedious, but look how cool those come out, right? So, that's it. The other thing I was gonna show you was when you pull out your mold, sometimes on this guy right here, see how there's, you know, little tiny pieces in there? What I do is I just get my little tweezers, which you can find on the website, and I just pluck them right off. Okay? Just like that. And that's it. And you'll end up with a really pretty pair of earrings. So I will link everything down below for you that you need to make these earrings. They're really fun. They're very lightweight, which is a major perk to me, but just pretty awesome. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. I try to get at least a video out a week, depending on my kids with this quarantine, but I got more coming. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to join us on Facebook at Carly's Creations, Tumblers, and more. We do lots of games, lots of giveaways, group exclusive codes, sneak peeks on new products, and just have a wonderful group of amazing crafters in there. So we hope to see you over there, and we'll see you on the next video. Have a great one.